I gave you a great intro. We could have used that, and then you had to just fuck it up.
Hi everybody, this is episode 16 of We Could Be Wrong, the Keyboard Jellica podcast. I'm Eli, alongside with Bret.
Death Gamer fan endorses us, and yeah, he's a real gamer, not like those Call of Duty people.
Yeah, you know who else is a real gamer? Christina. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I don't know about that one.
Don't interrupt her hi! You interrupted her hi again!
Where did that jelly come from?
I don't know. It could be anything. I think it might have been from the salad I was eating tonight.
You put jelly on your salad?
No, it's a dressing. I'm just saying something like...
I like a little
sticky.
grape jelly on my Caesar salad.
I don't want to talk about this.
I'm glad you missed that little mess up I had.
What did you?
I'm glad no one's talking. Okay.
I called you my sister's name again.
Oh wow! You do that all the time.
Oh yeah, my mother, she calls us by my siblings' names all the time. It's like, you know, rattling out the names. It's like she has to go through the whole catalog. We're only like just 3 kids there. I'm wondering if we were the Brady Bunch, it would be like, you know.
I get called Catherine.
Catherine.
I get called for Eli.
So my topic tonight, Eli. Let's get this all done. Then Bret can get back to Fallout 4. All will be right. So we were talking about this earlier in the week, and like basically a Fallout 4 review got leaked before the embargo on Monday, and the review was like under 1,000 words, which isn't that much work. I don't want to say it's not that much work because this guy probably edited it and stuff, but
it's not like college paper, Bret. It's not like
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, that's kind of college paper length.
Is it peer-reviewed?
It might have been peer-reviewed. I hope it was peer-reviewed, since it's a major website. Well, not super... It was a financial website that has a very small video game section.
A financial website?
It was a financial business paper.
Mm-hmm. I want to be the kind of people who go to financial business papers to read video game reviews.
So wait, was that just their like little segment or their little corner being like, well, kids like video games?
I mean, there is some merit to it because like video games are very big business. Same with like people are every time I turn on to MSNBC or no CNBC, there's an MSNBC. I forget.
Whatever. One of those news channels.
ABC.
Well, the business news channel. And they're always talking, whenever they're talking about, like, financials of entertainment, they're all talking right now about Star Wars and how Star Wars is going to bring in so much money for Disney. It's going to fucking destroy their banks.
Star Wars is Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. And so that's why, like, a paper might have a video game. Whatever.
I love people going in like, I want to hear about Fallout. It's like, we're talking about business.
We're talking about business. So today on the Business Times, I think that the over-under of Bethesda's marketing strategy is actually going to pay off in the long run.
The stocks are down.
Business time. Come on, grab your
I was
friends.
talking to you about this review. It got posted on a forum I'm on. And I was just on the forum, on the group. It was a group chat. Group discussion page.
Yeah, we get it. It was a group forum.
Yeah, it was an AOL chat box. Go on.
You got mail.
So I'm discussing this, and I'm like, I don't think this is a real review. It's kind of lame. It basically sounds like someone just watched the trailer 20 times, because that's the only description we really get, it's just like...
It is a Fallout game.
The game Fallout.
The dog is
about
cute.
Fallout. It didn't feel like...
It is about a family.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. And then it had like, I'm going to get so much hate for this review in the review itself. So I post on there and I'm like, this is a pretty bad review. I don't think this is good at all. And then like the guy who basically like runs the thing was like, yeah, you guys are being really negative. I'm sure that if this was a positive review, you'd all be saying it's the best review ever made, blah, blah. And at first I'm like, I feel bad I'm being a jerk. But then I came to you and I'm like, what happened to us being able to talk about reviews and just say, like, I don't really like this review, or, I don't... Because now it's like, there was a while where it's just like, everyone was just fucking hard. IGN's wrong because they're not real gamers. Polygon is trying to destroy the industry. Stuff like that. So, like...
It's really hard to have a discussion about reviews because we're automatically assuming that everyone who's complaining about a review is just complaining because they disagree with the reviewer saying if he liked it or not. And we get that a lot because a lot of people are saying, oh, this person's biased because they didn't agree with what I thought.
This person was paid off. Well, that's the one I always think is ridiculous.
It's like paid off.
Like, fucking EA is just going to throw, like, a couple of hundred of thousands of... Like, yeah, there's issues like review events. Polygon, I just read a thing where they were talking about review events this week and how they're an issue and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's a issue. But I honestly don't think... Like, I had a friend who I was just reading a review to him, and I'm like, oh, they say that this, and this. And he's like, how much do you think that guy was paid off? And I'm like, probably nothing. Like... It's like,
how rich do they think reviewers are? Like, honestly.
Well, it's just like... It's also just the risk. Why would someone go like, yeah, I'll destroy my entire career for $20? It's like, you'd have to give them a lot of money. A lot of money to make that risk viable. Like, probably $1,000 for the review. And so that's $1,000 for any positive review. All the media outlets, there's 10 major media outlets, a $10,000 marketing campaign, totally no one fucking coming out and talking about this. I mean, the only time I ever hear like this kind of brought up is when it's anonymous former employees, like that IGN employee, quote unquote, that everyone took at face value. Yeah. Christina, since you probably don't know this, a couple of years ago, an article went around, and it was on like, I think the fucking place I found it was like Nintendo Power Lovers Forever website.
Zelda Dungeon, I think it was.
Wow.
Was it Zelda Dungeon?
Yeah, pretty much Zelda Dungeon.
And it was this like fucking interview with a supposed IGN employee who had left the company, and the employee said that no name was ever given. This wasn't around a time of IGN layoffs, so there like was no proof that this guy was recently laid off, which means that he would have had to been a former employee, and he just said like, like they totally take money for reviews, and when they don't take money for reviews, if a company's like, hey, don't review this game, or hey, we need this to be positive, they'll do it because they need to keep the relationships and blah blah. And it's like everyone who you think would run with that story, like I'm pissed off gamer dude 8000. Look at my fucking abomination against architecture right behind me. There's so many fucking games on my shelves.
Don't you know I'm a gamer? I bet so much money on this.
Also, I have an anime icon of a cute girl.
Oh well, no, it's also like There's a fucking Legend of Zelda poster behind me from the 90s that's fucking ripping itself apart. I'm fucking amazing.
Yeah. I still have stuff I had when I was 8. And metal. One thing I want to point...
Look at this Super Nintendo.
Look at all this stuff that's become obsolete in a digital age.
Emulators? Fuck you, PSP. Can I just say one thing? It's like those people who usually get like those angry reviewers. Those are usually who I expect to start off the rants with. I expect everyone to hate me. I expect everyone to be like, get angry at me because I'm so controversial about what I'm about to say. But Wind Waker may have not been as good as we might have thought, guys. I know here comes the hate.
But like they ran with that, and it was so obviously a fake IGN employee. Like, the source clearly wasn't competent enough to vet this guy. Like, it's kind of like when what do you call the No? I think that's Rooster Teeth's news channel.
Yeah.
When they ran that story about Microsoft buying buying the license to Silent Hill for somewhere around $2 billion, and it's like, okay,
was what?
No. They said billion. The source said they bought it for billions of dollars, plural. They implied plural.
Okay,
and it's like $2 billion is half a Star Wars franchise. That's not a thing. Like, Silent Hill is not half of Star Wars.
You know, Activision paid like $5.9 billion on like Candy Crush.
Yeah, $5.9 billion for fucking Candy Crush.
Yeah, but that was
like
Candy
Oh,
Crush.
they bought King. No, they bought Candy Crush because King has no other profitable games. So they like run this story. It is clearly a fake. Not all, but a lot of former IGN employees came out and they're like, yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, I haven't been there for 6 months. Oh, I haven't been there for 2 years. Oh, I haven't been there. I was just laid off like 2 months ago. But most of them were like, all of them. I don't remember reading a report of any of the people who spoke out saying that he was right. They were all like, he's wrong. Whoever this guy is, he's clearly a fake. He's clearly trying to promote an agenda against IGN. And these were people who had no vested interest in IGN anymore now that they had left. And it's like, this guy was...
That's what they want you to think.
This source was just so clearly lying.
But they were all paid off by IGN.
They were paid off by IGN. This source was just so blatantly lying. But back to my point. So yeah, there was a while where people were like, just everything IGN, any of these print media companies, any reviewer was met with, you were probably paid off, you're against... the gamer you're trying... There was this narrative. So then after a while, people were like, okay, you know what? This is kind of bullshit. And there's been this new movement where it's like, listen, I don't like these reviews online, but I'm not going to get turned into a little bitch because of them. And I feel like now, like, so we're swinging the opposite direction where it's like, oh, can you imagine this baby? He's crying about, like, the review not saying that his toy is that great and stuff like that, which is good. But at the same time, we should be able to say, yeah, that review sucks.
Well, because, like, there has to be criticism or else people won't get better at writing things.
I think it's like, yeah, it very much is a, like, there has to be a give and take. And
you can have really shitty written reviews, and it's okay to point them out. But it's really hard for people to take them seriously, especially when you have a crowd of people crying for like the smallest things.
It's like art critiques. Like, you could say, "Oh, that piece sucks," but like the artist is not going to get anything from it, other than the fact that they'll probably stop doing art because you probably, like, completely destroyed their self-worth at that point. Like, it's just, like, you need to be constructive. There needs to be constructive criticism.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You can't just be like, you suck, I wish you'd die. But at the same time, I hate that anytime, like, again, like, I'm not trying to defend myself, because I think I was a little harsh on this review, but, like,
no,
the guy was just like, oh, you would have been positive if this guy said what you wanted to hear. And it's like, well, no, because I just think that, I mean, the review itself had the words, I'm going to get so much hate for this. And I hate that. I honestly hate that. If you're so fucking worried in your review, like, oh, people are going to hate what I have to say, then it's just like,
I don't think
don't fucking say it.
Well, that's
I don't think it's worried. I don't think it's worried that it's more like they're living up. They love this idea of being controversial. It's this idea in the internet thinking, if I'm controversial, that means that people are listening to me, that I'm making an uproar, that I'm stirring things in. When in actuality, you're not really being controversial, or you're just being an asshole without any substance behind it.
Yeah, it's like the written version of, what the hell's the thing, like, sorry if this is offensive, but
sorry if you take offense at what I say.
Oh god, that bullshit. It's like, way to take blame away.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Yeah, it's like one of those ways to, like, feign an apology, but you're not really sorry. You're not really worried that people are gonna have if you are, I mean, I think some of those people are a little worried about, like, that kind of shit, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think it's that they're. I think it's that they're just like, I gotta cover my bases.
Well, like,
if
you're afraid of something like that, then don't actively say it in the article you're writing.
Yeah. It's just I don't know.
Because then you'll get backlash for it.
I read that and I was just like, this is so fucking weak.
Yeah, like it's just stand by what you wanted to say and make sure you're able to back it up. Just be a good writer. And there are times where, like, Jim Sterling has told himself, he said, like, I had to tell myself to stop, like, talking about the review because I end up just repeating what I wrote down in the review. So it's like, if they have a problem with it, that's their problem.
Yeah, and I just wish that people would pull back a little bit on that, because it's just like, I hate reviews. I have such, like, harsh criticism. I hate reviews that have, like, a fucking history lesson in the beginning where they're just like, oh, this is the 4th game by the 3rd series director that's done by this guy. And
who would have known that Legend of Zelda would still be here in 2015?
Yeah, oh my god, I hate when that's in fucking game reviews. Like, that plagues game reviews so bad. Who would have thought that the 3rd game in the for Assassin's Creed franchise with the new main character, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you get to the fucking point. Get to the fucking point.
Here's the rest of my Wikipedia article. I mean review.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that, because I hate that. I fucking despise the history lessons that people put in their fucking reviews, where it's like, commonly well known in Japan as Super Amigo no Tensei, its American port was actually made by Treehouse Studios 4 years after its first launch, and it's just like,
and then it makes sense not to do that, because, like, people who are looking for the review probably already know about the previous games in the series.
Well, and then it's like, and before someone calls me out, I'm gonna get at the same kind of mad at like, after George Lucas's 3 failed attempts with the prequels, J.J. Abrams decided to take up the mantle after Disney acquired the rights in 2012. And I'm like, you know what would be really cool to hear about? The new movie that you're supposed to be reviewing, instead of the fucking history lesson on stuff about Disney that I already know. Like, that's the thing I hate about it. Oh, who would have ever guessed that the 4th game in the Assassin's Creed franchise would be so good? I don't know. I played the last 3, so, like, let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about
To be honest, I used to write like that. I used to give, like, summaries like that. I used to do that back in 3rd grade when I did book reports.
I gotta be completely honest. It's such an easy crux, and I get why writers fall into it, because it's easy. And easy is something you're always going to try and do.
Well, then people feel like they need, like, this long, drawn-out introduction. Where, with a review, you're just like, okay, well, blah, 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 thought it would be able to get away with this, but it didn't really work out too well.
Like, I forget, I don't know,
I feel like some reviewers don't feel like they're able to get right into, like, the meat of the review.
Yeah, like, another thing is, like, that's why a lot of people don't like food references, because they feel like it's very hackneyed that everyone does references to food. But then again, like, everyone eats food. Well, everyone, well, not. Anyway, it's just, food is very relatable to a lot of people who are reading, and so it's just something easy to relate to.
I think there's other ways reviews can start, where you can, like, give an anecdote from the game. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but whatever.
I could see you writing a review like that.
Well, just be like, tell a story, and then be like, this is the type of situation you can find yourself in Fallout 4. But I hate when I really remembered it when Ryan Scott from the Comedy Button brought it up, when they're just talking about, like, he was just like, gotta stop reviewing the fucking making a history lesson in your review. And then I was like, whoa, that's right. Fucking every review I know is a history lesson. the Super Mario 8 is actually the first game to be brought out in America, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, you're here to review the game. You're not here to fucking, like, tell me about fucking revolutionary politics in 1776. Like, because I could just... In 1776, George Washington led troops to bring down the British establishment. Because of that, the Nintendo Entertainment System was eventually released in North America. And because of that, I got my first experience with this new Mario game. Like, it's just...
I would love to see a review like that.
It's just like a paragraph of just stuff that does not make any sense, like why it's there.
One time I made myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I realized I was allergic to peanuts. All day I was playing Battletoads.
I was walking behind this girl for a few years in college, and I kept for a few months in college.
Wow, Bret.
I kept trying to ask her out, but then when I eventually asked her out, she told me she wasn't interested, and I got really upset. And that's how I got a level 60 character in World of Warcraft in under a week.
Let's talk about a true story, Bret?
Actually, I think it was the girl I tried to date after you that ended with me fucking power leveling through like all of World of Warcraft.
And then you started dating me and you power level through like how many fucking things in World of Warcraft just to do the
I gave myself a self-imposed challenge of getting a character to max level in under a week.
Yeah, so you could do that like anniversary thing.
Yeah, the anniversary raid.
And then you power level to her heart.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I hate that in reviews. And then, like, again, there was just so many things in this review that, like, and then, like, this guy, like, he had two sections of his review, a good section and a bad section. And the bad section sounded like an endorsement for the game, and the good section sounded like a critical section of the game, like, for the game. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, He's like, the environments are mainly bland and the textures are really flat.
Good.
But occasionally you'll look up and the skybox is really nice. And it's like, okay, two of those three things are negative, so is this good?
One of those things just doesn't belong.
Two of those things.
It was crazy. Like, and then like,
I don't like it whenever like the reviews they separate into boxes. It's like, why don't you make it blend well within the paragraphs itself?
Also, if you're making a review and you use boring as a noun, your review is boring as a noun. Like, I hate that. The character is boring. End of sentence. And it's like,
and why is he boring?
At the end of every sentence in your fucking review, put why. Because that was something a teacher in college told me. He's like, at the end of every fucking sentence you write, put why.
That's critical for a review because you have to say why. Because if the person doesn't know why, then like
this guy was like, oh well, Dragon Age had better characters. And now that I'm playing through the game, I would actually like I was thinking about what he said and how it relates, and it's like, actually, I think the characters and this might actually be a part of a Fallout 4 review that I'm working out.
Ooh.
In Fallout 4, in Dragon Age, like, Cassandra would be like, oh, I want to save the mages, and I want to bring peace to the land. And then you're like, okay, cool, Cassandra, that's her kind of motivation. She wants to save the mages, she wants to bring peace. Then you go to the mages, and the mages are like, you can either imprison us, or let us help you. And I'm like, oh, well, you guys can help me. And then Cassandra's like, I won't forget that you did this. I'm like, wait, you just said you wanted to help them. What is your motivation, character? And in Fallout, there's never that issue. There is never a point where a character got mad at me for something that wouldn't be obvious. Like, take, for instance, the character I'm playing a lot with right now, Piper. Her idea is she's like kind of chaotic good. She believes in doing good deeds and helping people wherever you can, but she doesn't think that authority and rules and law is what gets you to that point. So breaking and entering into a house to find a murderer, she thinks that that's fine. But stealing from a poor person she doesn't like. And the game is very clear with when this does and doesn't happen. I've never had a situation like I just said with Cassandra. I will say there's more dialogue options and quests and stuff like that to make you feel closer to the Dragon Age characters, but I feel like the Fallout characters just make sense as characters more.
For example, like one of Katie's many run-throughs of that game.
God. Your sister.
Katie, you're ruining
She's just
the
run through the game like 18 times.
She romanced Solus, and like there's this part in the game where she did all of these things where like Solus disapproved of everything she did, but he still talked to her, and it's just like, if this was actually in the real world, he'd probably be like, fuck you, man.
And that's a strength of Fallout that I think a lot of people don't realize is
like
the characters makes it like there's another character, Nick Valentine. He's a detective. He's all about just finding the clues. Someone acts out a line, he'll put them down. He doesn't really have an issue with killing, but he does have an issue with people doing wrong things. Then there's other characters, a character who thinks that moral values are stupid and people should do what they want, and they shouldn't be hindered by this idea of trying to help everyone because you're out for yourself. And like the characters make more sense than any other RPG I've played, where like the characters feel like in other RPGs they feel like they were written by like 5 or 8 different people, and it's like, okay, Cassandra hates me for helping the mages, but then this ending I got said that Cassandra freed the mages.
I think it's more the fact that the story was written by somebody else and the character was written by somebody else.
But then there's just, it feels like there's points where the characters aren't consistent. Where in Fallout, I never felt that Piper wasn't consistent. She was always, if I broke through a door to get into an area, she was okay with that because she didn't think that I should let that hamper me. But then at the same time, she doesn't think that stealing from people is cool because that's kind of a bad thing to do.
So when is your review coming out?
Bret.
Yeah, because I'm really liking what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing though. That's what I got mad about. I'm talking about this like, and I'm giving you enough to go on this. Characters are more consistent in Fallout 4, but in Dragon Age, the characters had a little bit more room to breathe. They were a little bit more involved in the story, and you got more of a sense of belonging with each other. And
you felt like you were more friends.
You felt like you were friends, and you felt like and in Fallout 4, sometimes you just don't get enough of that connection because there's just not enough with them.
Like,
there's not
I
enough
feel like if
quests and stuff
BioWare
like
somehow does what Fallout's doing right now, then
it'd be the perfect storm.
It'd be like
it's the perfect storm. I had to say something.
Maybe that's what they're planning on doing for the next Mass Effect game.
Perfect storm.
But then, like, the review I was talking about, the one that leaked early, it was just like, I like the characters in Dragon Age Inquisition more. They're better. I think that they belong more in the story. And it's stuff like that is so poorly written vague. And just so vague. And I was just saying this in this article where everyone's like, yeah, let's stop being mean to this guy. I'm like, listen, you can disagree with this guy's review because it's not very well made. Like, he probably put this out because he has a lot of work and he just played the game for like a day and then was like, yeah, whatever.
It feels like a lot of people are just going on to the old resort of like, everyone has different opinions, guys. Why don't we just leave it as that? It's like, that's not really the discussion at hand. It's how
it's like, yeah, why should we even review shit if we can't go like, oh, hey, I don't think that this review. Now, at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't think that we should be rude to people for this shit because yeah, people want to review shit like, oh, and I'm sure that this guy, if he wrote more like what I'm saying he should have written like, he probably would have still fucking hated the game. I'm just saying I would have loved to see more details. Why was he bored in the game? Was he not really interested in the idea of a story that tells you the story through multiple or thousands of just small, tiny micro stories that make you have a more sense of the world? Or did you want more of a cohesive, linear story that was one single narrative and occasional branching paths that gave you a little bit extra to do? And instead, it's just like, the story's kind of bland and boring. I didn't really do that much, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, then you're not giving me anything. Like, you don't talk about the voice act. Like, a really good review that kind of talked I wouldn't say negatively, but poorly was Super Bunny Hop's review, where he was just like, he talked about how he was kind of bored because this was stuff that, he did in Fallout 4, that like, Piper's animations surprisingly look better than any other character's animations in the entire game, which is a little weird.
She's based off of somebody's wife.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's just like her animations look a lot better than ever. And that's the thing. And if you take anything away from this, I'm not saying I hate reviews because they have a differing opinion than me. I sometimes hate reviews for how lazy the writing is and how we're now in a mindset where we have to just protect reviewers, because we used to be in a mindset where reviewers were just fucking destroyed for having an opinion.
I feel like eventually it'll probably level out.
I don't know. It always swings. It always feels like it swings to
the internet's always going to be angry and misinformed and just myopic of everything.
All right, so Eli, what did you want to talk about?
Well, that took up a really good half of the podcast, but all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say on that.
Yeah, you had it built up for like a whole week, and you just okay. I'm not going to make a cum joke. Christina, why don't you go first?
I thought that was going to be a poop joke.
No. I make more semen-based jokes. I don't like fecal matter.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about tonight, Eli?
Last week, I was at my first convention. I had a hand in helping with this convention in our campus called Yushi-Con. And
Potato Farmer Con?
It's a potato farm. He's going to... Okay,
I was unaware. My roommate grew up in... he grew up? He grew up in the town Eli's college is in. And he hates that town apparently, and he just made fun of you on Skype. He's just like, this guy's from a potato farm.
He made fun of me. I'm not even from there. I'm like I'm like 45 minutes away from that campus.
All right.
No, it's just so yeah. Our potato farm college doing our potato farm.
You have any cool cosplays there?
People cosplay as potatoes.
Nice.
Yeah. We felt that to be like,
just a potato farmer cosplay?
Yeah, we found that to be culturally appropriation or something. I don't know.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah. Should I cut that out? Who cares? It was a really interesting thing.
I was just trying to find out how big the convention was, but you shut me down.
It was how big the convention. It was a small convention. It took place at the our little science center, and yeah. It went very well. It was like a really good turnout from last year. It's actually my first time helping hands-on with the place. I offered, like months ago, I offered to write a script for like an opening ceremony, but I was unable to do the work. But the day before the convention came, I made up a big monologue. I just type it up. I'm a fast typer, and I just made this huge monologue for our opening ceremony, and it was a backstory for our convention. Why our convention is named Yushi-Con, and so
was it because did it wake up with amnesia and had to find 4 crystals to reunite the kingdoms?
No, no one gets
just
that.
Just a generic backstory.
Oh, okay.
No one gets that, Bret. No one knows what that is.
If you listen to Eli in reverse, you might actually find out what he was trying to say.
Kill me.
Hey kids, who wants to die?
Hey kids, wanna die? Return to Willem Dafoe.
Hey guys, did you know that little chat feature on Tumblr can look like Flowey?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. I'm not done talking.
Thanks for interrupting. He's trying to talk about his Yoshi convention.
Yushi.
Were there woollies there, or whatever they're called?
It's Yushi. It means warrior. So, So I made a whole monologue about the origin of why we call it Yushi-Con. Because there was a warrior called Yushi who, at birth, as soon as he was born, his parents were eaten by werewolves. And so he vowed revenge to destroy all the werewolves. And he mastered all types of fighting stances, and he was gonna kill the king of the werewolves. I made a whole monologue, and it's hopefully gonna be on Yushi-Con's website. If it comes up, I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. It got a lot of laughs. A lot of people liked it, even though it was supposed to be serious. I don't know why people are laughing at this.
This is my erotic werewolf fanfic. That is not appropriate reactions.
Like, come on, guys. Get your shit
and
together.
Then the hottest of the werewolves was like, hey, sup, you 18? And then I was like, 17. And he's like,
good enough.
Close enough.
If you're old enough to play rated M, it's get on the bed. Oh, God. Yeah, it was a really good turnout. There was, we got Mike Pollock, voice actor. Some of you may know him as the voice actor for Dr. Eggman. And others.
Okay.
That's a really what?
Dr. Eggman. That sounds like how many of his questions were answered with "No, I will not read your fan fiction."
No. It was weird because it felt like some people were a bit afraid to ask questions. I don't know what it is with our campus. With our classes, like people are always afraid to ask questions. It's even in class.
I think that there's an instinctive like fear of asking questions to someone you find popular, because it's like I know
that like professors as well.
Really, that's weird. That's a little strange. But like I went to the University of Connecticut's convention that they held a few years ago.
Just Connecticut, right?
No. Connecticut's a different beast.
Okay.
The University of Connecticut's convention a few years ago, and they had Doug Walker there, and I was like, I wanted to ask him a question, so I get in line, and I'm like, hey, can I ask you 2 questions quickly? And he's like, yeah, sure, go for it. And I'm like, okay, number one...
Who's your daddy and what's he do?
Number one, I worded this question like such a dick, because I wanted to be like, I'm your biggest fan, and it's funny, because now I hardly fucking watch Doug Walker's videos, but like, I was just like, I saw your first video, what was the reason? And it was the one where he quit his job, and he gave me a funny anecdote about why he did that video. Then the second question, I was just like, oh, and will you ever review Troll 2? Because I was fucking, I think it was 18, and I was stupid. I'm still stupid, but not as stupid. And he was just like, no, Phaelus is going to review that. Or Phaelus reviewed that, and I don't really want to step on his turf. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And what I wanted to say was, the fuck is a phallus? And,
a penis? How does a penis review?
Yeah.
Just sit on his pants and like, hi guys, I'm a penis. I've reviewed one too. And then penis is wearing sunglasses.
But, I mean, there's always a nervousness that you're going to get answered like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I asked him 2 questions as well. First off, how he got his start as a voice actor, and 2, first question, he said that he was into theater, and then later on transitioned to radio. He loved radio, and he knew he could do silly voices, and then he did radio programs, radio shows, radio commercials.
Him and Ira Banks.
Yeah.
Just walking around, hanging out.
Mm-hmm. And then he just did
no one knows who that is.
He had enough to make a demo reel for 4 kids. He went to give his demo reel to 4 kids, and they hired him to be different voices, and he got to play Dr. Eggman. And he's been the Dr. Eggman voice for 10 years. And the second question I asked...
That's Dr. Robotnik. Did you ask him, is it Dr. Robotnik? Or... No, how many people asked that question? Because someone had to have asked that.
I think one question...
Really?
No, these were actually really appropriate questions. No one was getting weird or anything.
Really? Because every convention I've been to, every time I go see... a big guest, and Christina was with me the last time this happened. Mm-hmm. Someone always asks the weirdest, creepiest question. The speaker can't say anything, and
could you pee on me, Dr. Eggman?
We were at we were at the second Doug Walker panel. Why have I gone to 2 Doug Walker panels?
He's a really cool dude.
He is a nice guy. I got the chance to talk to him once. He's a really classy guy. He's really nice, really friendly dude. He was super cool to me the day I got to sit down and talk to him for a little while.
Did you hit that?
He's a nice guy. That's what I want to put out there. I don't like his videos that much anymore, but he's a really nice guy. So I'm at a second convention. Doug Walker is doing a panel. Christina's like, "Oh, hey, can we go see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And we get there. First off, getting into the panel was a fucking nightmare. It was one of my worst because Kineticon's a smaller convention, and so they're like, "Oh yeah, like maybe 100 people will show up for this Doug Walker guy." I guess they didn't really know who he was when they hired him.
Who's this nostalgia critic? That sounds vague.
Fucking people were driving in from all over the state, all over the East Coast.
They came from the ground. They're crawling from the ground.
Yeah, well, that's how people are born in Maine. They're just the potato fields
Nice.
submerged.
Nice.
They're not really.
Stephen King
Christina, let's be fair. People from Maine aren't really people anyway. So.
Half of them aren't people. The other half are massholes that are just
the other half are
pretending to be
sheeple.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's a nightmare. The fire marshals called in because they gave Doug Walker one of the smallest panel rooms in the entire convention hall. They're like, why is this convention they were only supposed to allow in around 100 people. 8,000 showed up. They didn't give him the main stage, which they should have. They eventually corrected that and gave him the main stage for a second panel. But he's doing this, and then one guy stands up and he's like, "Hi, my name is such and such, and I want to talk about the Spoonie incident." And Doug's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Me and Spoonie, we're still friends, still like the guy, but we didn't want to do business with him anymore." And the guy's like, "Okay, I don't really want to ask about that. I wanted to ask about my website, Space Fighter Incorporated. We got a lot of people sending hate mail to us because we stood with Spoonie when you let him go. And I just want to know if you'll publicly apologize to me right now for what you did to my website." And
you ruined my website.
I don't know, my friend was with us. This guy who I think he's the biggest asshole in the world. He didn't at the time. He still doesn't know who Doug Walker was. He was just hanging out with us. He's like, "Yeah, I'll go to some panel with you. What's this guy do?" And this guy gets up and he leans over to me and he's like, "This is so fucking weird. Why did I come with you guys?"
Apologize to me, Doug Walker, for a website you never heard of and never will.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Doug Walker was like, "Yeah, no, sit down. I don't want to fucking answer." That was a weird panel. That was a really weird panel.
Why don't you apologize to my gods?
Another person gets up and they're like, "Why did you take out that autism joke from that review you did?" And he's like, "Oh, because I know people with autism. I feel like my joke was at the expense of autistic people. Didn't want that to be how I came off, so I took it out." Fair enough. And then this guy who asked the question, he's like, "I have autism and it's okay." And then we get a fucking "I am Spartacus" moment.
I'm autistic.
Yes! Half of them are people just start standing up, "Oh, I have autism and it's okay. Oh, I have autism and it's okay." And it's just we get it, guys, but he already explained it. He made a good enough argument for why he did it. You don't have to worry about this one.
But the PC police...
Yeah.
No, so my second question to Dr. Eggman.
Okay. That was the weirdest panel I've ever gone to. And I went to a panel where a man dressed as Mario was asked questions about Fable and then broke a laptop in front of the guy.
And then we all
got up in a circle and sang Bohemian Rhapsody to each other. And that panel was less weird than the fucking Doug Walker panel.
I don't even want to talk about... I don't know if I can talk about the rest of it. Oh my god.
Oh no, go on. I'm sorry I interrupted. I have funny constructs.
I got a keychain of Alba from Dramatical Murder.
Nice.
Yeah, oh my god, it was like these girls they were like having this little art. I forget their name. Oh no, I wish I would have gotten the name of their little art panel vendor place, because it was a very cute little keychain. And like one of the girls was dressed as like a character from Dramatical Murder. The other one was dressed as a character from an anime I've never heard of. But it was cool. And what else? Like I said, Mike Polacki was cool to talk to.
Did you have any other guests at your convention?
We had Manly Battleships. Manly Battleships was they're a comedy troupe. They do a game called Game Show in Prosabrew, I believe it is. It's where they they have video games, and they have a save state on their computer, and they'll have people in the audience play like really difficult parts of video games. Like I got to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on NES.
That game is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, that one.
Wait, which one? The Brawler?
It's the one where angry video game nerd drinks a rolling mark and says,
I thought you were talking about the Brawler, not the one, the first one. That's the first game.
The NES one. What else was there? Pleasure Nightmare Burlesque. They were a fun group. It's like I'll be honest, I was a bit nervous because I've never been to a show like that, but I was part of staff, so I had to.
You think it's gonna be weird? You think it's gonna be a lot of guys masturbating? No, most people are just like sitting there having fun, like just like whooping, whooping and cheering. It's a fun event. Like Christina went to one with us.
Yeah,
and she was having fun.
And you were all nervous and stuff.
I just thought it was. I thought it was going to be a lot of people jerking off.
No, I was
like Greg, our friend, was like, "I want to really go to this." I'm like, "Are you sure? It's going to be a lot of people jerking off and being weird."
Stay out of the splash zone.
It was surprising. It's like the reverse of a Gallagher show. The first 3 rows are just going to be shooting liquids at the stage.
Woo! Yeah, it was fun. They were really nice people. Really nice people to talk to. What else? Who else was there? There was the alumni from our campus. She does cosplay as well. And she had 2 panels talking about like anyone who was an aspiring cosplayer, what they can do, the sort of materials they can use, how we can make a cosplay in a budget. There should be another panel about how cosplay. Basically, cosplay is not consent. Just because dressed a certain way doesn't mean that you have the right to treat someone a certain way. That was a very important panel to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Definitely.
Like, she is fantastic. Abby Normal. She is that's her pseudonym. She's a cosplayer in New York, and she's an alumni for East Stroudsburg University. Fantastic cosplayer. What else did we have? Our DJ and the backup DJ for the dance hall was not available. They couldn't make it. They never really reached the main guy in charge, Pat. Pat, by the way, is one of the hardest working people I've ever worked aside with. Like, big hand for Pat, man. He is the man. And so I
volunteered. A pat on the back.
Yeah. Okay. So
I wonder how many times he's heard that in his life, and just slowly died on the inside.
That's actually the first because we respect him. So
we care about him.
Yeah, just being. Like we don't call you Bret all the time, Bret.
Yeah. What was it, Bret with 3 T's?
Bread.
Bread.
Oh, yeah, I'm Bread Buckley.
Bread Buckley.
Yeah. I might look like white bread, but I'm actually whole wheat. So. Was that too far? I'm sorry.
I don't know. The joke is people have sometimes called me Bread when I'm like, they were like, "What's your name?" I'm like, Bret, and they're like, "Okay, Bread." I'm like, who names their fucking kid Bread enough that I have to deal with this?
It's like, oh hey, Bread, this is my friend Peanut Butter. You'll get along just fine. Okay.
I was always amazed that people were like, I get Brad. When people are like, "Oh, what's your name?" I'm like, Bret. And they're like, "Okay, Brad." I'm like, whatever. It's like
It's like Christine and
sounds
Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds similar. What bread? I'm just like, who named their kid Bread?
One time I said my name was Eli, and people said, "Oh, you mean short for Elijah?" And I'm like, "No, just Eli." And then one person said, "Like, no, it's short for Elijah." I'm like, "Motherfucker, I know what my name is."
Oh my god!
You don't put a John in front of my name.
Like who does that? Like, no, I think your name is this. Excuse you, person you live with that name.
Yeah, your name is wrong. You have
like
a
your
wrong
sister.
name.
Your sister's name is spelt wrong.
Oh my god.
You don't spell Catherine with a K and a Y.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Jesus! My name's Amy. Aymie.
No, my sister's name's actually, like, it's a rare spelling of Catherine. But
What the hell was
still,
I talking about?
It's
No,
still, like, there are other people.
Okay, yeah. Short story. I DJ'd for the little dance party.
Oh.
Did you put on a mask and pretend to be a robot?
I wish. No. By DJ, I mean, like, people asked what they wanted to play a song, and I looked it up on YouTube, and I had it played on a giant teleprompter while a GIF of Spider-Man was dancing to a loop.
Was this like a dance? Or
Yeah, it was a dance. It was a dance in an auditorium, which is really awkward when I heard about it. I was like, wait, people dance in this auditorium? Because...
So did people dance, or was it wallflowering the entire night?
It was dancing. People got down. People broke dance. Like, a lot of people love...
Because
many people...
I'm always amazed. You hear about, like, parties at PAX or, like, raves at conventions.
Well, no,
like
PAX I can see being kind of crazy.
PAX... I've only gone to
Boston,
one PAX party. I went to one PAX drinking party, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get." It was the League of Legends pub crawl.
Oh boy!
Oh my god, I was done after the first one. I'm like, I'm not doing any more. These are fucking. This is you guys. First off, it's like basically what I imagine it's like for all of my friends who used to go out when I was in college. Who were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go wait in line for 8 hours at a bar just to touch a titty for 2 seconds," and it's just like. It was like you wait outside, you wait outside, then they like let you in, you get a drink, you dance for a little bit. I will say some of the parties, some like War Gaming's party where there was like a woman wearing like a metal chess piece, and she had a buzzsaw, and she would like clack the buzzsaw on her chess piece and shoot sparks into the audience. That sounds pretty cool.
You know, Bret. The next year when we go to PAX, we can actually go to the parties this time because Katie's 21.
I thought we weren't going
20.
to PAX this year.
I mean,
so
the year after next year. There we go.
We also had, like, alongside with Manly Battleships, there was a artist, a YouTuber named Water Writer, like the person who writes Water Writer. You can find her on YouTube, Water Writer 144. She does drunk reviews of drunk cosplay reviews. She dresses up in cosplay and does reviews of a bunch of stuff like movies and TV shows. And she was really fun. She was very energetic.
Fuck, I was about to make fun of. I was about to make fun of someone we actually know, and I was like, no, we promised not to make fun of people too much.
Yeah, Bret.
It was about. We
promised not to make fun of people too much.
That's all I'll tell you. I was going to make fun of Towel Man.
Wait, Bret.
I feel like I shouldn't.
Bret, so you're able to switch off your thing here, but.
Well, because this is Christina. I love you, and there's always a joke when I make fun of people like Towel Man, who I won't talk more about.
I'll cut this.
I'm vicious. I'm vicious, and I'm like, no, we don't stop until they cry. But then, like when I'm joking with you, I'm just like, oh, ha ha, here's a joke, ha ha ha. And then,
yeah, very hurtful joke, Bret.
Yeah, but whatever. Get over it.
Yeah, like...
Did you just say get a room?
No, get over it.
Oh, okay.
Like I think these were really fun people.
No,
okay.
That was something...
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry, asshole.
God.
I was just
I'm
trying to say...
I'm the asshole.
I've realized over time, like, I need to, like, hold back, because I can be vicious. Like, I was talking to you about a mutual friend of ours, Christina, and I just kept talking, and you're like, fuck, Bret, you're such an asshole. I'm like, oh, I'm being vicious. I need to stop.
You're just fierce, girl.
You're just such a nasty man.
You nasty man. No, these were really fun people. I enjoyed, like, spending time with them. No, I just like, I would love to do this again. This is my last year in this campus, so I'm going to be graduating in things, so I can't really be a part of, like, forming the.
You can show up.
Yeah, I could show up. I could still be like, what up, bitches? Oh, some guy he cosplayed as Rick, and he was awesome.
That's cool.
That's good. Did he find a Morty?
No, like, he was talking about how he had his friend had a dog named Morty, and he wanted to bring the dog in. Come on, Morty, you gotta go. You gotta turn your car to a dog, Morty. No, it was fun. Wow, it was a great time. I'm just really happy that everything worked out. No one died. No one died.
That's always the best.
It's good.
No one died. No one cried. No one sighed. Like,
everyone lived. Nobody cried. Nobody. I don't remember what the last part of that song is, but it sucks because it's from Nickelback.
If anyone cared, nobody lied. Anyone smoked, nobody pied. I think that's how it goes.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Nobody pied. Oh my god. Yeah, I think about maybe I'll go back. I could continue another story. And like I said, if you want to see my monologue, if it shows up in Yushi-Con.com, I might show it to you guys. Might be on my Twitter. It might be on my Tumblr. It might be in your heart. Christina, you want to talk about something?
Do we even have enough time to talk
I was gonna say, my internet is really phasing in and out.
Oh, so. Man. Like, Christina had a really good topic, though.
Yeah. Maybe we should start off with it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we could wait another week.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, Christina.
No, that's fine.
Maybe
we should just do
I'm so sorry.
Maybe we should just do two topics a week.
Now let's talk about Christina's topic. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Overtime.
Woo!
So I just want to kind of. Would we say revisit what we were talking about last week?
You felt bad about it after we.
Yeah, because I felt like I didn't explain myself.
I think we both felt like
because it's like one of those things where you say something and you're just like, oh wait, I meant to say this, but now I have a better way to explain what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Ace Ventura. Like all week, I was like, this has been a better way to say that.
So yeah, Christina felt like we kind of fucked up, and we made it sound like we were saying like, oh well, they're bi, but they're really straight, and you were like, well, no, you can still be bi if you.
Yeah,
we felt that.
Especially since I'm kind of in that category too. So like, but yeah, like it seems like media tends to portray bisexuality less of what it is, like a separate sexuality, being straight or gay or
a lot of people still
pansexual.
I'm sorry. A lot of people see.
Whoops.
You add a preposition, and I thought you were done talking. I'm sorry.
Sorry. To just it being like a phase that the person goes through, like, oh, she's into chicks, but that was just a chick phase.
Or it's like, oh, she's got a wild streak. She's dating a same-sex partner.
Ooh, that's so.
But then in 2 episodes, she realizes she's really in love with this guy.
The penis takes all.
And we were just talking about how whenever a bisexual character is usually used as like oh, they're wild, they don't care what you. And Christina brought up.
Well, and then like even sexual deviant even.
Yeah, sexual deviancy, like, oh, they're just throwing it around town.
Bringing it down town. It feels like bisexual characters, bisexual women are framed to be into pleasure for straight men, because that's what it has a male gaze over them. That's meant for, like, oh, we're not going to frame them as, like, being, oh, they're bisexual, or just a woman who's bisexual. They seem like, ooh, bisexual women, that's so sexy, because she might be in a threesome with you and another woman, which is hot. And
ooh.
yeah, it's not the same with, like, bisexual man. It's like, oh, that's just a gay guy in disguise. Ooh.
Did you want to bring up 13, Christina?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just, like, how she was... Although, like, I've only seen snippets of, like, that show, but more or less whenever it came up, like, it came up... I remember seeing the episode where it first came up, and they kind of added, like, that, like, oh, she sleeps with girls, whatever. And it was kind of, like a joke, but throughout the rest of the show... It was played pretty straight. Like, it was just...
Ironically.
Yeah.
She's just bisexual, whatever. Because I think she starts off dating a woman, and then she dates that main guy. And then when she leaves the show, she's dating a woman again, so... But they don't really make a big deal out of that. Like,
do they
about her... like, being bisexual at all.
Do they explicitly say that she is bisexual? Or
yeah, yeah.
Alright, because, like, sometimes there'll be characters, like, who their sexuality is never really outwardly, like, labeled, and some people, they want to put the label, like, some viewers may want to put the label themselves, and, like, we were talking about, one character that I really like is Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5, and how, when you really look at it, he's kind of he's not so much exclusively straight, but he's not not necessarily what you would call a closeted gay, or maybe even call him a bisexual. That he doesn't really care about any labels at all. That he'll have sex. He'll fuck a bear named Mr. Jello Pop. What's his name?
That's kind of like when people started labeling, like, Rick as pansexual, where it's just like, I don't think Rick gives a fuck.
Wait, when did Rick ever express interest in sex with men?
It was since that episode with Unity in it.
Oh, but I thought he was only having sex with Unity's female constituents.
I think it kind of implied that he also did the guy, maybe not as much as the woman. I think it was implied that he probably did some dudes. Maybe not as much as the ladies, but
did some dudes. Say with sunglasses. Did some dudes. No, that whole episode was like a bit more like a blurred. There it wasn't so much concrete, and I think that's what some people are still having trouble getting through. It's just like we tend to have this idea of that sexuality is like you know, there's a dichotomy, black and white. It's a bit more of a spectrum, because like sometimes that's how human beings are. We're more of a spectrum.
Well, and then like if anything, it kind of puts, because I've encountered people on Tumblr who get really upset when they can't put themselves into like a definite sexuality, and they get really stressed out about it.
It's like,
but it's like something like, then some other people are just like, well, maybe your sexuality is just fluid, like you just like whoever you like. If they're a guy, then you like the guy. If they're a girl, then you like the girl.
Like, sometimes labels are arbitrary.
Yeah.
You know, like, some people don't want to put labels, and that's a prerogative.
How awkward is this being for you, Bret?
Oh, no. I've decided to, like, look at other things.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what Eli feels like.
The only straight guy in the room.
Gooble gobble. No, it's like, I know I have friends who like they'll talk about a bisexual woman, and they'll be like, even bisexual men will like say like, "Wow, bisexual woman, that's really hot." Because there is some. When I hear a bisexual woman, I keep thinking like, one of us, gobble, gobble, gobble. Like, and that's just something it is. You like, it's nice to see representation. It's nice to see other people like you over there. And that's why with people in Tumblr, they love that. I just broke something on my table. Yeah. There was something, people on Tumblr, they love to see people of different backgrounds, sexualities, like orientations, because, representation does matter. But when you're having someone who doesn't necessarily follow a label, or doesn't feel like a label doesn't apply to them, then you're going to have those people who do have those labels, who like having those labels. They're going to be upset about like, why aren't you applied to a label that would relate to me, or like that makes it easier for me to understand. And I think that's sort of ironic, because the whole point of like representation is to show to other people that they might not understand a different group of people or different mindset, because it goes outside their mind, their like thought process.
Well, that's even almost like how people can't understand asexuality. Mm-hmm. Like, people say that they're asexual, and they're just like, "Oh, you just haven't met the right person yet."
It's like,
or like, what happened to you to make you not like sex? And it's just like, they're just people who don't have that desire. Like, yes. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't think sex is a big thing in their life.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that's weird, because sex is like one of the biggest, like, there's like the old joke that it's like three fears of life: death, sex, and taxes. So, and how everything relates to that. So you have someone who doesn't necessarily is that. I don't know if I'm describing asexuality correctly, so forgive me if I am, but it just who doesn't like see sex the same way as they do, and that is like hard for people to understand. And if it's hard for them to understand, then get to the idea of there's something right with me. There must be something wrong with them, instead of trying to understand where they come from. And Jim Sterling. He was talking about he really liked going back to Fallout 4, or how
I'm interested again.
No, my God.
It's like, go on. Like Jim Sterling's.
I'm back.
Hi, I'm back. And so Jim Sterling was talking about him being what's the word? So it's with M. Non-monogamous.
Monogamous.
It's like non-monogamous.
Yeah.
And non-monogamous, not straight person. How that he loved how Fallout, they included that without making a big deal, without making a huge storyline. And that is kind of interesting. It's like having acceptance by not, oddly enough, making it so that it's not a big deal. And a lot of people would like to complain about, race or sexuality doesn't make a big deal. Why would you want a sexual character? It's like, it doesn't matter. And so it doesn't really matter who this character is in love with, as long as the game is good. It's like, okay, then why don't we have like more representation of that in the media? If you really believe in that, then you should be all for different representations, because, like you said, it should matter if the game is good. Yeah,
which is why, like, it's good that they have those commercials that just insert the like homosexual relationships
I am your father.
With the everything else. So they're just like, well, even like what was that commercial?
The Star Wars Campbell.
No, it was like a commercial.
Cheerios.
No.
The Cheerios commercial with the black and the white?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, last year people got upset over an interracial couple. An interracial couple in a Cheerios commercial. That got ire from people about pandering and stuff.
I didn't even fucking notice that until it was mentioned. It's just like, oh, okay. But, like, there's, like, this one commercial that just showed different families. One of them was a same-sex couple. And they're just chilling out. Like, I think it was like a food commercial or something. They're talking about making food so they can eat it together. And
gay people don't eat.
I don't remember.
It's like they just consume other.
I'm gonna remember this right after this. We're done recording this.
It's like you gotta press the stop button and stop. Oh no, I remembered.
They just inserted that in there with like like there's just like a family with 3 kids, like boyfriend, girlfriend, 2 friend, like just like a bunch of friends hanging out, and then there's like this homosexual couple.
At the same time, you look at shows like Modern Family.
As if it were normal.
you look at shows like Modern Family. Like it's a whole big family where like there's a gay couple there that's part of the family. They're like they're the gay uncles, and they have an adopted like daughter. And people love that show, like different of many age groups. They just love that show, and they love those characters. And, I think it's really we're living in a time where people are more accepting of like gays and straights. It's just like now the ones in betweens, it gets a bit more.
I feel like people are just afraid of what they can't define. Like it's one of those things where they're just like, well, because there's that whole thing with bisexuality of like that whole thing that people have where you're just like, well, you're gonna sleep with a man and sleep with a woman when you're going out with that guy. Yeah,
the fear like you're gonna cheat on your loved one. That's not, no, it's like not.
Yeah, Bret.
Yeah, Bret. What the fuck's the problem?
Do you think I can play Fallout 4 right now if the volume is really low?
Oh my god.
What do you think of bisexuals, Bret?
Yeah, Bret.
I think that
you will be judged.
We are the Council of Tumblr.
Oh my god.
I think that good night, everybody. I'm so tired. I've checked out like 20 minutes ago, and I'm just like, what the fuck ever. I don't care.
Nice.
I'm so tired.
Oh my god. Thanks
your opinion is that you don't have an opinion.
Yeah, there we go.
Yo, wow. This is the first topic we have where Bret is not interrupting us. High five.
Yeah, wow.
Every week now there's going to be a topic on bisexuality.
Yeah, it's like...
just so that you guys can have some...
Yeah, I was eating bisexual cookies the other day. Bret, what do you think?
Bret has no opinion.
I have no opinion.
Yeah, Bret, it's like, yeah.
No, but seriously, Bret.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think he was.
You gave a real Ryan Scott. I don't know. I
honestly, I was just fucking sitting here for like 10 minutes, going like, "Can I turn on Fallout?" Or are they gonna hear?
My sister was in the living room and she was watching this show from an ABC Family show. You know those little things made for teenagers. I think it was. Oh. And there was an episode about these high schoolers and their LGBT club. And how the gay and the lesbian were like berating the bisexual because it's like, oh, bisexual, that means that she's just this. And it was an interesting episode trying to explain bisexuality to people who didn't understand it. And I'm thinking, and that show is aimed at like teenagers, the kind of people who would read Twilight. And I don't mean that as an insult because it literally there was a line in the show that literally said, "This is like the relationship between Bella and Edward," and I'm thinking, "Oh, that's the age group that this was meant for." And it's like we're having programs meant specifically for those group explaining something that they may not understand, and in a way where they can understand, and that helps a lot. One step at a time.
Yeah. Well, then like it's good that. Like they're doing that so people don't have to go through like what older people like I go through trying to figure all this stuff out and thinking that you're weird because you can't define yourself the same way that other people can.
I always think I'm weird. I think in a positive way, like in a creative way. Like I'm concentrating on creative writing and like in my English major, so of course I'm gonna be weird. My professor once said like when he was walking on a neighborhood, like some kid, while the sidewalk was still wet, had wet cement in it, they managed to write down "Stay Weird" in the wet cement, so it dried up, and he still sees "Stay Weird" every time he walks by his like neighborhood, and he looks down and says, "I'm trying." Yeah, and I think a lot of people, they just think if it's weird, that means it's bad. No, weird means to you is just like weird is just like something waiting to be normal. If that makes sense.
I probably should have said like out of place or just.
Mm-hmm. So like,
I've heard the term broken used before.
Oh, confused.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's
so maybe we should.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
And like going back like Tumblr, when you see people, not just Tumblr, any place in the internet. I think we kind of give Tumblr a bad rap because we would think, oh, this only happens on Tumblr. It happens anywhere on the internet. The internet is vast, and Tumblr just got in the threshold because they're just the archetypical point. When we say Tumblr, we don't literally mean just people in Tumblr. We mean people in a large vein.
With like the mindset of Tumblr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a really good topic, Christina.
Yay.
Yeah. Bret, where are we going to find you?
I'm at 1T.
You straight cis scum!
Oh, it feels good to hear my sound of my own voice.
Well,
for the first time in hours.
At least Bret, you're not white. That's okay.
Wow.
You're not cis and white.
I'm getting the full Tumblr experience.
No, it's okay, Bret. You're not white.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not white. It's like, let him pass the test.
Let's wrap this up. I want to go to bed sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all going to bed with Bret.
Yeah.
I'm straight. Don't get your broken system on me.
Broken system. Like it's bureaucracy, like it's something from the DMV. It's like we gotta try.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to like, boys, you're broken. Let me take you down to the Jiffy Lube. We'll fix that all up.
The Jiffy Lube? What are you gonna do at a place called the Jiffy Lube?
Yeah, that's a car shop.
I know, but it's still a weird name for a car stop. That sounds like...
Yeah, that is an actual name for...
I know. We have a Jiffy Lube around here. Even when I drive past the Jiffy Lube, I'm like, Jiffy Lube.
What does it do again?
It greases you up.
Replace the lubricant on your cars.
Ladies.
Oh, yeah, they like change your oil and stuff.
Yeah.
They change your oil to gay sex.
Alright, Christina, where can we find you? Goddamn it.
You didn't tell us where we could find you, Bret.
Yeah, Bret.
I said 1T Bret.
Where?
Okay.
Where, Bret?
I don't care. Don't follow me. I just end my fucking pain-filled existence.
I think we should go on.
Christina, like, where are you?
I'm at Cacao Arts.
CacaoArts.tumblr.com?
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong. You're doing commissions now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissions.
So. Mm-hmm.
They started yesterday.
They started. I'm sorry, I wasn't on Tumblr yesterday.
No, it's fine. No, actually, no. I posted it today. Never mind.
Okay.
Wow. I feel like I've went through the span of 2 days in one day.
Yeah, go check out go check out cacaoarts.tumblr.com. That's COCCOART.
S.
Cacao Art. No, S?
I thought it was arts.
Arts or art?
I have no idea.
Okay, no one knows. It's gonna be in the description anyway. So
okay.
Yeah, so go check it out. If you really like her art, and I don't see why not. It's fantastic art. Give her money.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it rain. I am at Bass Clef Eli at Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, the other ones.
Places.
And yeah, you will see me tweet about like, oh, my favorite anime character is bleh, and Tumblr be like, oh, my favorite anime character is bleh, and YouTube virtually nothing. I haven't done anything on YouTube. I have ideas for what I want to do for Christmas. Though they just might be ideas. It might not be anything concrete at the moment. So I want to thank my guests for coming. I want to thank us for being here and like talking about Fallout and Yushi-Cons and the broken.
The broken.
The broken. That
Just saying, guys.
Just walk the street broken.
Now I feel bad that I keep saying that. All right, let's wrap it up before I start talking.
Before the cops come. Before the werewolves
about
come.
how
Before the
homosexuality
Tumblr police come.
is God smiling up at us and saying, "Just do whatever the fuck you want. I don't fucking care about you people anymore."
We live on a pale blue dot.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Get it? Bye.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. Fuck you people. Ending my recording.